Are we working? There we go. I think I'm just going to give it a few minutes for if anyone else is to show up here in just a moment. Let's see here. We got Frank. Frank is on board, and we'll see if anyone else comes in at all. We have 2 watchers. One of those might be me. Yeah, Jim is probably wrapping up. He was supposed to go till 10:30, but I know he had a guest on, and I think they were. They were going over some stuff with his animation. I was in for a little bit. I think I didn't really say anything. I was just kind of lurking. But yeah, so I'm finally back. I'm doing a live, as you can see behind me. The studio area is slowly coming back together. I've got about 80 to 90% of all that done back there. I'm kind of doing some rearranging though. I'm going to change a few things from last time. I still got to get the big Godzilla back up there, but until then, Ed Grimley is filling in the space. So I now have 0 watchers. How do people do it? Frank left apparently. What? Jim's live? He left. maybe he's still here and this thing is lying to me. I don't know. So yeah. So it's been a hot minute while waiting for some people to come back. As you know, I've been through a little bit of ordeal, and I think everybody's heard the news that I had issues with bed bugs again. If you follow this channel, you'll know that I've had to deal with that again. Let's hope this is the last time we never have to do it ever again. So that's why I had to take half my stuff out of here, and now it's been the process of putting things back and reorganizing my life. So here I am once again. We're finally back. I had to cancel out the last few weeks just because of things. We were ready to go with the show, and then Enrique got really sick. He was terribly sick for a while, and so he's doing better. Then we were supposed to come on. Something come up, and I had to cancel out. And then I think we were supposed to try and do Monday, and now we're finally on kind of tonight. So I'm just waiting for Enrique to come in. I should actually, while I'm thinking about it, I better get the link here to get Enrique in here. If I want to add a guest, I forget how to do this. I was so used to using StreamYard for the longest time. And I got to tip this down a little bit. Let's do this now before people get in here. I got to tip this down just a tiny bit. Yeah, so I know Enrique is supposed to be in here tonight. He said everything was a go. Of course, one of my good friends from London, Ontario, calls me up about 3 hours ago and says, "Hey, do you want to go out tonight and grab some like half-price apps at this restaurant we like?" And I was like, "I have a live stream. We've been trying to get this organized for the longest time, and I just put up notices on Instagram." And then he's like, "All right, we'll have to do it next time." So we're going to try and go on Monday night to do that. But I'm hoping I can get my life kind of back together and get this back on a regular schedule again. I miss doing this. I miss doing these streams. I miss talking with all you, the good people, and I miss kind of sharing these chats with Enrique. And unfortunately, now I'm trying to find. Oh, add a guest. Does that give me a link? Yes, there we go. Now, as long as I can get that link. I just copied it. Let's get that over into. I usually chat with him through Instagram, and I'm going to get that over to him right away so that we can have a conversation. And apparently he popped in. So in the meantime, some things that I've got coming up, starting on, I believe May the 1st, which is coming up very quickly in just a few days. I'm going to be participating in the 100s, the 100s anthology, which is 100 Days of Drawing Comics. And a book is being put together, which is going to be comprised of several different artists who are all participating in this, and I'm actually going to be one of the artists. I'll have 100 days to work on it, which is just over 3 months. The idea is supposed to do it every single day and work on it a little bit, and I don't know how much I'm going to be able to do every day, but I'm going to try to. Fingers crossed. That's going to be a bit of a challenge. I would like to, because I've got things coming up. I might be taking a trip in a little bit. I might go for a couple of days to Montreal. So it's going to be, it may be a bit tricky. I might be able to take a sketchbook with me and just work on some roughs while I'm there, because that's what counts towards it. Even though the final one is going to be digital, I'm going to at least try and keep work to some degree on it, because you also have a job and things like that. So Ricky said, sure, I'll be over in a little bit. So he's going to be over shortly. Sure, no rush. Yeah, we'll just get that cleared up. Excuse me one moment. I don't like to give any dead air time, but just there. Just so that he's set and ready to go whenever he's in. So that is coming up very, very quickly. And that is Adam Lohr, who is taking care of that. And he's been on here a few times. I believe he's on YouTube just under the same name, Adam Lohr. If anyone happens to come across this and is interested in that, I'm not going to put up any links for that for now. Just see me separately and privately, and we'll message me privately, and I'll get you the information for that. But until then, we'll just keep it at that, because I think he may have actually enough people on it already, I think. It's apparently my roommate beating something into the wall again. And we're going to clear that. Oh, maybe I shouldn't do that yet. All right. I thought I closed this for a moment. Don't want to close that off. So that's about the first thing that's come together. That's going to probably take up most of my time. I do have some other projects I'm going to be working on, one of which is going to be this YouTube channel. I need to get this back underway. I was, just before all this nonsense happened, I had a little bit of a schedule I was working on for myself, and I kind of need to kind of find where that information is and pick that back up again. My plan was to try and get out a video a week. The plan was a video a week, 1 or 2 lives. It's art block every 3 weeks, so plus another 1 or 2 lives, because I enjoy doing the lives. One of which is maybe just a drawing demo, and then another one which is just sort of a casual chit chat, but we'll see. And just to kind of go from there and to see what I can kind of build up, and eventually we can work on things like Patreon and whatnot. And by the way, because of this setback and everything that's happened, I had set up some prints for sale, which I had listed on Instagram, but that's a little bit hard. Instagram, I like Instagram, I really do, but it's problematic. And actually, Corey Kerr just put up a really interesting video about that, and I just watched it earlier. I managed to see half of it. I was doing some other things, I missed the second half, and I'd really actually like to see the rest of it. But he talked about some of the problematic issues with Instagram, because I do like Instagram as an artist to put up your work. The problem is it's just a list. You keep adding pictures, it just pushes everything down. There's no folders, there's no structure to it. It's just picture after picture, and plus when you start following more and more people, you kind of get lost in the shuffle. So it's a little bit difficult that way. That's right. I do like the stories on it, because you can make some sort of quick announcements, and you can put things up that'll go up for 24 hours. And so there's at least things like this, for example. Doing this tonight is a perfect example. I'm just going to raise this chair because I'm way too low and I can't adjust the camera. That's better. So doing something like this. So I'm actually going to put together a website. That's going to be another expense. But I want to put together a website, maybe even start a mailing list where I can at least get information out to people. I can put things on Instagram and then redirect people to the website. At least all my work is there, continually visible. It's not push down, push down, push down. I can set up some nice galleries, and because before I was doing it the other way around. I'd have a website and say, hey, go check out my work on Instagram. And it's just kind of, you only kind of do a quick flip through it and you see the first top section where there might be stuff from like a year or two ago, and you kind of have to scroll through it. And so it's a little bit problematic. And there's a lot of things that I don't understand about the algorithm on that, because I don't have a lot of knowledge on that kind of thing. So such is life. We're going to put together a website. I'm going to make a new website. It'll be chandlerarts.ca, because I just renewed my domain name for that, and I just need to find a good host, because if I set up a proper website, it'd be nice to actually be able to attach a store to it, and eventually I can sell some merch right off the website, which would be nice. If not off the website, I can at least link it to something else like Redbubble, say, for example, although I'm not particularly fond of some of their merch. But just an example, I can link something to Redbubble or something to some sort of location that they can host merchandise for things like shirts and caps and everything like that. So, while I'm thinking about it, this is another thing I should mention to y'all. Let me just bring up the calendar here for a minute. You might want to mark this down, especially if you're that opened up in the wrong monitor. So, there's Frank. Hi, you just missed all the best stuff. Sorry. Coming up in May, especially if you are in Canada or have access to Canada and you are a big anime fan, May 26th to 28th is Anime North. That is the big anime convention here in Toronto, Canada, and it's big. It's a fan-run convention. It's not like Fan Expo or Comic-Con, which are very corporate. This is actually a fan-run convention that's been going for 25 years, more than that actually, probably almost 30 now, and it is enormous. It is a gigantic convention. If you're a fan of anime, this is kind of the one to try and hit up if you can. There is a cap, though. Now they had to actually cap the what do you call it, the registration for it, because there's too many people to handle. So Anime North coming up 26th to 28th. If you want to check that out, it's animenorth.com. Pretty straightforward. And again, if you're a big fan of anime, if you're that in that world of anime, that's the convention to hit. I've been going, like, I know the people who run it, and I've known them for a long time. Really great people, and it's for instance, is it near Washington? No, it's in Toronto. It's near the Toronto airport. Technically, Etobicoke, Mississauga border, but it's part of Toronto. It's the Toronto Congress Center, I want to say. Not the one on Front Street. I always get the Congress Center and the Convention Center mixed up. It's the Toronto Congress Center, which is right up near our airport, YYZ. It's big, and because I've known the people for it for so long. When I started back doing caricatures back in 2013, 2014, they asked me if I could do caricatures for the kid space. They have a little space at the back for kids. You can kind of leave them there while you can go do the rest of the convention, and they have people there who help look after them. It's a really great little spot, and they gave me a space in there to set up and do kids. They just said, if you can do the kids for free, you can charge for adults and whatnot, so that's fine. I had a booth there every year. They've had to move me, I think, because of after COVID. They had to do some rearranging, and they started back last year, but I couldn't do it last year because that was right when my first bed bug invasion hit, and I had to cancel out at the last minute, which really bit. I was so mad. I'm back this year. I'm not going to miss it this year. It's too important to me. So I will be attending that again, 26th to the 28th of May. So mark your calendars. And I might even try and do a live stream from there if I can. I think that should be a lot of fun. I can see if I can try and live stream from it. I'm not going to be in the kids area, though, because I said they had to rework the kids area, but I will be there. I think they're putting me in the gallery, they said, so I'm not sure where exactly that is. I'll have to find out later. But yeah, that's so keep an eye out. Again, if you're from the Toronto area, I want to check it, or if you can get there if you want to. animenorth.ca. And yeah, so that's that announcement. What do we got here that Frank was saying after he said I'm back? Did you hear that Wizards of the Coast sent the Pinkertons after a YouTuber that opened an early set of Magic the Gathering cards on camera? He was sent the wrong box. I have no idea what that's about. They mentioned Maple on Jim's stream. Did they mention it? They must have seen you on there and went, it's Frank. Hide the maple syrup. Is that Howdy Doody? No, that is a friend of mine gave me that. It is an Ed Grimley doll. If you're familiar with Ed Grimley, my memory is so bad. I swear I'm having memory issues. I can't think of the actor's name from Saturday Night Live. Let me just type this in. I have Martin Short. Oh, I'm having really, really bad memory issues. I swear I'm going to have that thing where you lose your memory. Name of what that is. But yeah, it's a talking doll. It's like about 25, 30 years old. And a friend of mine gave it to me. And he gives me these random things. That's what half is on the shelf is things he's given me. He thinks, I thought of you. I thought this was cute. He gave me a Roby the robot from the robot from Lost in Space. I've got up here somewhere. It doesn't work any longer. He's given me little Pez dispensers. He's given me these Star Wars character flashlights. He gives me random things. He gave me a whole bunch of what else did he give me? Mr. Potato Head things. I'm just like, okay, I've got enough on that shelf back there. I can't take any more. So the Mr. Potato Heads I'm going to be selling off, but because I'm trying to make a little more room on that shelf, and it's already getting overly packed. So what's the time going on here? We got, I think Enrique is coming in about 7 or 8 minutes. I was going to try and do some drawing. I don't think I linked this up properly. I'm not sure if I can. Or maybe I might too. I was going to try and set this up differently to avoid... I'm using Melon, by the way, which I really like. I like Melon a lot better than StreamYard. And so I've actually subscribed to them right now. And I'm probably going to stay with them just because I really like this interface. A couple of small pluses and minuses to it over or under StreamYard, depending on which you prefer. But I kind of like this with Melon. And yeah, I just kind of have to get used to it again because I've been away for so long. But I want to keep using this for streaming. But by using it, I think I can avoid OBS. And if I can avoid using OBS, I kind of like to. Some things I'll probably still need it for, but it's a little bit of a pain in the ass. And Melon is just so much cleaner. Like I can do everything here. It's a little bit awkward, a little bit different, but I think I can kind of manage with it for now. The only thing is, like when I add in my drawing screen and I share my drawing screen, I'm a little limited on how they can arrange things on here where OBS is completely customizable. I can add things in that. So I kind of like that. Let's just see, make sure Enrique is not. Sometimes some people have trouble with the links, and I just want to make sure he's not having any issues. Frank says Pinkertons is an organization going back to the Old West. They would muscle out landowners of their territory. Oh, all right. They still around. TC owns D&D. Okay. I never got to play Magic the Gathering. I wanted to learn it, and I knew friends of mine years ago that did, and they just kept telling, this is going back a good 10 plus years, 10, 15 years, and I asked about learning it because roommates of mine at the time had card sets and they played it, and I was like, I really kind of want to learn this, and they said no. They said no. They it was just kind of like, you won't get it, you won't understand it, it's too complicated, too long to learn, and I was kind of like a little bit miffed about that. So we ended up playing a lot of Munchkin, which I really enjoyed, actually, which was a simpler idea. It was along the same idea lines, but much more simplified. But I really like Munchkin a lot. I always kind of wanted to draw my own set of Munchkin cards. Yeah, so still just waiting for Enrique here to see if when he's gonna pop in. I don't want to miss him. I want to make sure the link works okay. So yeah, so I got kind of turned off Magic the Gathering after that for years, and I just always kind of said screw it. I think there's really nice art on the cards. Don't get me wrong, beautiful, beautiful cards. But as far as learning to play it now, no interest now. No. I asked. I was told no. Now, as this is going back about 15 years, I probably could have opened up the internet and spent some time learning. It was a little bit harder at that time just because it was more limited information on the internet. Now you could probably find lots of information on it if I wanted to. But you know what? At this point in my life, I'm in my mid-50s now. I'm busy. I got things to do, and I'm limited on time, and I'm not going to do that. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we may have our guest here tonight. One second here, Enrique. I see you, and yeah, there he is.
How's it going?
Good. Just make sure the audio is coming through okay. I want to make sure I can hear you.
Yeah, I haven't cut my hair or anything. Damn, I look way different.
Oh, you look fine.
Okay, cool.
It's been a hot minute.
Yeah, I know, right? It's been hard to get on here. I don't know. I mean, I also have like vacation after vacation. It's just and I didn't talk about this, but I went through a really crappy month because I threw my back out a month ago. Like really bad. I could barely move for, I think it was like 4 days. I could not move at all. And then and this is like the beginning of what are we on? So beginning of April, I got like the worst fever I ever had. I
remember that.
Yeah. And I had to go to my friend's 30th because I was supposed to go to Joshua Tree, and I, put money into it and stuff like that. I was like, oh man, I had to go. So I did go, and it was like a really hard experience, but I came back a day early because I was feeling so sick. Then I had to get over this fever, and it only got worse because I was in Palm Springs, the Palm Desert, and it was like really hot while I had a fever. So it was just like, that must have made it way worse. And then I came back. It took me about a week to get over it, Then a week after that, I got a regular cold, like a regular symptom cold. And I was like, what? How did I get this cold? Like, what the? Geez. So that was annoying because I guess I kind of went out too early. I don't know. I started going to the bars again. I must have caught something else randomly. And then I'm getting over that cold, and I'm pretty much over that cold. I'll be honest. I'm like 99% over it, but there's still a little lingering, like I blow my nose every now and then. That's about it.
It does. Yeah.
Yeah. That lingering, I really want that lingering to go away, but it's like, I don't want to get too desperate. I'm just trying to, like, I'm over resting right now. Like I could have gone out yesterday, but I was kind of like, you know what? I'm just going to stay in and over rest and go out Friday. And that's kind of my plan.
Right.
So, yeah. Oh, what a crappy
Yeah,
month.
I noticed you've been on a couple of vacations there on your Instagram. You posted
Oh,
a couple of photos of it.
that was another thing. Yeah, I had to go for my friend's 40th, and I planned it, so I had to go to Vegas, and I that was let me see, that first day was kind of tiring because I had a regular cold. And then the rest of it was fine, you know. But I was like, man, I'm like, it's just these colds or whatever, the fever, they creep up at like the shittiest times. Sorry, I don't know if I can curse on here, but they came up at the worst times. Like these two in particular, it wasn't that bad, I guess. This last one because I went on vacation as it was kind of dying down already, so it wasn't like that first vacation though. That was like the peak, like the worst day was that first day I showed up in Joshua Tree, but yeah, this one was much better because I was, you know, I don't know, it was good. Yeah, we went to Meow Wolf. Have you heard of that?
Yeah, no, I haven't.
It's like a museum over in Las Vegas. They have a couple of them around the country. I think they have another one in New Mexico and another one somewhere else. But it's kind of like you go to a grocery store called Omega Mart, they call it, and it looks like a regular grocery store. Like you just look around, but then when you start like looking at the products, they're fake. They're like jokes, you know. And then you'll open up the fridge. And by the way, am I coming through okay?
Yeah, so far you're coming through loud and clear from what I can
Okay,
tell.
cool.
I think Frank's been responding here with what you're saying, so he's definitely
okay, cool. Because like from my viewpoint, your picture froze, but I can hear you.
Oh, okay, all right.
But I remember, and then like you can open up like the freezer door, but then you notice like it goes all the way through to this back area, and there's like this huge back area. Yeah, there's all these secret doors and panels and stuff. It's crazy museum, and it's like a museum because it's like all these are like art, essentially installations.
Right.
Yeah, so really just amazing. I went there like I think a year and a half ago, and I went again, and it feels like the first time. So. All right, one second.
I'm supposed to go to Montreal in a couple of months. I might try and go. I usually go every year with friends, but I'm going to be going by myself, I think, this year.
Oh, nice. I mean, what's up with the friends? They bailed or what?
Well, just the one friend of mine. I have one good friend who lives in Montreal, and every time I go up there, it never times when I can see him. So, because I have to kind of work around my other two friends' schedules. But the one guy, my one friend Steve, who normally organizes it, he's got to have knee surgery this year. His knees.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so he says this year is going to be out for vacation. The other fella, it's just I think the timing because of his job isn't going to work out. So I really want to go up, see my one friend in Montreal, see Ian. And, I think I just decided this year, you know, I'm not going to try and kind of juggle everything. I'm just gonna go.
Yeah, I mean, you have a friend to see. Yeah, you're not going to go totally alone then. I mean, you have a friend over there, right? So, I mean, that's not. I thought you were going to take some lonesome trip, you know, like what's that movie, Eat, Pray, Love, or.
Oh, no, it's not like that. I've been to Montreal a few times. I might just go around. Like, I mean, I don't know if he'll be like Ian, if he'll be free all the time. So, but you know, I'll go visit for a little while, and then I'm only going for a couple of days. I'll just go and see a few sites, take a few pictures, but I'm kind of not tied to anybody, so I can just kind of go around and see. Montreal's known for like having a lot of big cathedrals and churches and things like that. So there's lots of photographic areas. There's old Montreal that looks like something lifted right out of Europe and dropped right into Montreal. It's a beautiful area. So things like that, I can just kind of go through and take my time and take pictures. And
that's cool. Yeah, that's exciting. When are you going to do that? Like in a month, you said, or a couple weeks?
Yeah, it'll probably be in maybe June or July, I think. So yeah, I'll see how it goes. But
I part of this like lingering or sickness or whatever I got, I'm like wondering if like it's just like age kicking in because I'm going to hit 40 soon. So like I'm wondering, it's like, oh, maybe that's why my sicknesses are lingering now. I don't know.
Soon? What do you mean by soon? I thought you were still.
Well, I mean, I'm 30. I'm gonna be 39 in like a few weeks, and then yeah.
Wow, I thought you were still like around 32, 33.
Oh, thanks. I think that kind of there is a little truth to that. Like I think I look, like 34ish. I think I look. So I mean, it does preserve my my bar and dating life. I will say that that part of it, it does preserve that very well.
Yeah.
So like everybody I date's like, 30 or like below that. So yeah, it's definitely a different. It's different than like everybody I knew from high school who right now looks like, they're my parents' age. Because they, just got married right out of high school and they're stressed out for the last 20 years. So yeah, there's definitely a.
You don't appear to have any. I mean, there's a lot of glare on you, but your hair is still like jet black. Like you don't.
Yeah. I don't have any. Every now and then there's like one or two, but for whatever reason and I don't think I'm losing it either. So I don't know. So knock on wood, right? So yeah, whatever. we'll see. When that starts occurring. Yeah, the gray thing. I think that maybe it's to do with the lack of stress. I don't feel like I have I feel like I'm financially pretty okay. Not like amazing, but like I don't have to stress out as much. But wait, what was I going to talk about? Did you think about topics? I have a topic that I was going to bring up like a month ago. We're going to do this. I was going to talk about branding the YouTube channel. Right. I don't know if you have another.
I did. I kind of wanted to kind of let you take center stage on that. And okay. I did have one quick question that somebody asked like a month ago because I was in another stream and something came up about.
That comment. Sorry, it's like I'm reading the comment. Like I'm 44 and I date younger women. I love that.
Right. Somebody had asked a topic of what's it called? Not Udemy. You have
Skillshare.
Skillshare. I don't know why.
Yeah, my Skillshare my Skillshare did drop off after we talked. I looked at it and I'm like, whoa, that's a huge, like I'm making one like eighth what I used to make. You're right. It's probably not worth it anymore.
They changed the way they pay out, their system of payout. And so I heard that some people took some bad hits. Like I watch T.O.Chi. I forget the name of his actual channel. He's the fellow from Singapore. Who has a watercolor channel every once in a while, and he also has a tech channel.
Right.
And he was talking about Skillshare because he had stuff up there for a long time, and he said, yeah, his payment or whatever had dropped like over 50%. He said it was huge.
Oh man, mine dropped like 75%. Yeah.
That right. Like I was still thinking about it, and now I'm debating whether or not it's worth it.
It's probably not even worth it unless you have. Well, let me think. Okay, so mine went from making anywhere from $500 to $800 a month. It was like it's a big range, $500 to $800 a month, and now it's making like $150 or something. It's like
wow,
way dropped.
And that's not just like has the numbers changed, or is that just from the way they?
I think the numbers changed as well because I know they want more interaction now. So I think it's both. I think there's less interaction, there's less views, and there's also, and then part of that is I haven't posted in a few months, so I don't know if some of that might be a natural drop, but I don't think it would have dropped that far naturally either. So I don't really know. I would probably aim for doing like, what I'm going to do is probably make videos for Udemy and then repost them to Skillshare as opposed to the reverse. I used to do the reverse. So I'll probably do Udemy videos still because you buy those one at a time.
So do many people use Udemy? Like, is it even still?
It seems active to me. I mean, yeah, it still seems active because those are the only two sites. I mean, not the only two, but those are the two biggest video sites, right? As far as I've heard. Is there any other big sites other than Skillshare and Udemy that people watch tutorials on? Because I never hear about any other one.
Because the only one I ever hear about is Skillshare all the time. That's why I don't know why Udemy keeps popping into my head, but I never see ads for Udemy. I never hear anyone talking about it. I never see any promo material for it, but I used to see Skillshare all the time. I
mean, Udemy's still around. I mean, it's still there. I don't know. I've seen it. Like and I sell on it. So, I mean, it's close to, I mean, it's hard to quantify, right? Because Skillshare, you just view it. And then Udemy, you have to buy the program, but I still sell on Udemy here and there. It's not like a lot though. I mean now like my Udemy and my Skillshare are about the same. I was only making like $200 off my Udemy a month, just leaving it there. But now it's going to be like the same as my Skillshare. So I don't know. I'm trying to find another income source, to be honest. I'm still doing the coloring books, but
Frank suggested there's Domestika. I don't know.
Domestika. Interesting. I'll write that down. I might have heard of that.
Screen for a moment.
Domestika. Yeah, that might be. I'll try to look into
with a
that.
K.
Because I mean, it's cool when you make like video lessons, right? And then you can just
Mm.
repost them onto another page with, you know, very little effort. I like that. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I recommend it anymore first. I'd recommend like maybe like YouTube for sure. Like YouTube, everybody should be building their YouTube, I think, in my opinion. Just kind of
Mm-hmm.
keep putting stuff up. And then
I got to work on that. I was just talking about that before you got on, and it's my plan to kind of start building this up again. And until
yeah.
the bed bug situation struck again, I had all these plans, and then boom,
Mhm.
I was so mad. I lost it. And it was another long story, but yeah.
You know, something I've been doing lately is I've been putting more videos on Instagram. I've been working on that more, and that's starting to
Oh yeah.
it's starting to kind of pay off. Like my numbers are starting to get better. So like,
I noticed stuff on TikTok for sure. I see stuff going up there.
I just repost my I make my videos for Instagram and then I repost them to my TikTok,
Bloque.
Facebook Reels. For whatever reason, Facebook Reels is exploding right now. I was hearing about the stats on that. I don't know. That's bizarre, right? Because Facebook felt dead, but their reel system is really exploding right now.
Is that
And
right?
then yeah, and then Pinterest, and I repost it to
Facebook, wow.
YouTube, and you know, but yeah, I know, right? I was hearing about that. I was hearing a few people talk about how that's like this hidden thing. I know some people that make money on YouTube make more money on Facebook because of I forget the way they pay out is better, and so because of that, they just I don't know. They still have it.
I didn't even think it was on Facebook. I didn't get paid.
Yeah. So I don't know if you remember this, but like when you have a page on Facebook that you like, etc., like that, the window to start monetizing it is a little bit harder. I don't know. I heard they might have changed it though. I think they changed it to less people because before, if you have a Facebook fan page or something and you want to monetize it, you need at least 10,000 followers. I remember that.
Really?
Yeah, but I think I heard they might. I'm not sure. You'd have to look this up. I should have looked it up beforehand. But I heard they might have changed it to 1,000 followers. I don't know if that's true. I'd have to go look that up. I heard they made it easier for people to get in. But I'd have to go Google that and get back to you on that. But right now I'm making stuff for Instagram right now, just because I see some people guide traffic through Instagram, and I've been using the Reels thing, and I've been putting like more educational type stuff as opposed to just kind of like, because I was doing funny. I was literally copying other memes for a while. I don't know if you noticed that. On my Instagram.
Your Instagram, copying other meme. What?
Yeah. Like there's like these funny YouTube videos of like what was that one? It's like an Instagram video, like a reel. It was a reel, and somebody was like, you know, just prepping all this stuff so I can get 14 views or something like that. I'm like butchering it. And they put a song. So I was like looking at this, you know, meme or whatever, this reel on art, and I just copied it point blank, and it did okay on my page too. I copied the music, copied the little every word of the subtext, but I put my art instead. You know, so and I was doing that, and I was starting to get like 3,000, like 2,000 views of you know, every reel. And then I started doing that for a while, and I'm like, this is kind of empty. So the last 3 posts I think I put were on education. You know, they're like, okay, this is how you draw the arm, and it got me like 5,000 to 6,000 views. I think it's like 5,000 views. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna stick with this education thing. So I'm gonna drive my Instagram into like the education direction for a while and see what I can do. You know.
Okay. Now, is this all part of the rebranding that you're talking about?
Not really. Okay, so the rebranding thing is I read a book on branding. I can't remember. I'd have to like. Okay, I don't remember the name of the book. It's on my phone, so I can't quite look at it. Okay. But I learned a lot of cool stuff there, and so a couple of things I wrote down. You know, branding is like realistically, it's like your image, right? Your name. Because people confuse branding with marketing a lot. You know, marketing is like putting yourself out there. That's kind of different. This is more like, what is the lasting image someone has of you, of your brand, of your page, of your YouTube, whatever it is that you're trying to do. And I never got this concept, and people have explained it to me. I barely kind of just started understanding it like a month ago, which is like a shame. But because people have explained this to me 100 times, I never got it. But it's just kind of like, what is that? Like, for example, the color scheme of the page is branding, right? Like when I think of Subway, I think of like green and yellow. like the
Yeah,
sandwiches,
yeah.
or you think of like anything, right? The color scheme matters. Even like the words sometimes that they use, like I don't know if this is like good or bad branding, but I'm thinking of Subway again. But like, remember when they used to call the people that made the sandwiches sandwich artists?
Oh yeah, I hated that.
I
That
hated
was
that
the
too.
most insulting,
It's so
obnoxious
cringy, but
thing.
it's just kind of memorable in a way.
It
I guess I got
really
rid of it. I
is.
don't know, maybe, but and they talk about not being generic, which is what my YouTube channel is. So I'm actually trying to change that right now. My YouTube channel is called Easy Pictures to Draw, and I picked that because it was a keyword.
Mhm.
But it's not very memorable. I noticed. Like if you just say that, it's like hard to really. It's gonna like it sounds like 1,000 other channels. So I'm kind of like what I think I'm gonna do for my YouTube channel because I'm rolling up to 200,000 followers now. I'm like at 197, I think.
That's
Um,
impressive.
it's pretty good, but like the
Yeah.
views per video are like whatever. They're okay, you know. There's like smaller channels with more views per video than me, so I think that has to do with branding. So what I decided to do, and I'm gonna do this. I'm actually working with someone on DeviantArt because I'm trying to get a new intro, and I'm gonna lean into my screen name on my Instagram, which is Sketch Monster, because I've gone by that screen name forever, and so I'm like, why don't I just like lean into that and change the channel name from Easy Pictures to Draw to Sketch Monster Art Tutorials or something like that. Maybe like there's a transition where I can do that. And I want to change the color scheme and I want to like promote, that name more, like that's kind of like all I got right now because I'm working on it with somebody else.
Mhm.
But that's kind of the plan. I just started kind of pulling a bunch of color schemes and saving them on Pinterest, and so that's kind of what I'm going to lean into. But I'll let you know more about that when it happens because I'm already starting to change a couple of things, but not I haven't full blown changed the banner yet or anything like that. I want to pick the fonts and all that stuff like that. I want to, but that's kind of what I'm going to do. Like I need to make my stuff more memorable because my channel's not memorable at all.
Okay.
So that's kind of
Well,
like,
you got-
does that make sense, by the way?
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's yeah. I just wonder if you can. You say it's not memorable. Do you mean by the actual name or
Yeah,
just
like the name Easy Pictures to Draw is too generic. I mean, it like what comes up in people's heads when you say that is probably like a generic YouTube channel or like 1,000 YouTube channels. But if someone's like, "Oh yeah, Sketch Monster said that," I'm like, "Oh okay, that's one channel with that name." For it'll like when I think of like Proco, that's a great one. He made up a word. It's his last name. He made up that word Proco. It sounds like a could be real, whatever that. It sounds like a brand like Pop Tart or something. But it's literally just his name. It's an art thing. It's one of a kind. Short, memorable. I can remember it real easy. So something like that, something more memorable, and not super generic like Art Teacher 101 or some shit like that.
Yeah.
So just stand out enough, but like, I basically just mean stand out enough, really. But that's true. Like I was thinking about other brands that I like.
Sketch Monster is shortened to the point, and I mean, you do like to draw a lot of monsters, so that I guess can kind of.
Well, I thought Sketch Monster is because I could merge my brand with my Instagram because I'm just like, oh yeah, I've been using that name, and I'm like, all right, who else has this? And I looked it up, and just there's a couple of tiny users, but I can dwarf these other people. And just kind of like I just feel like if someone sees the channel, leaves, and what is the last impression in their head, they can memorize. They'll be like, oh yeah, Sketch Monster. That's a little bit more. Maybe that'll come to their mind a little bit quicker than Easy Pictures to Draw. Like a generic keyword, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
For my grandma, exactly. Yeah. That's kind of what I'm working on right now. We'll see. I would adjust there too, right? I would try that out, see what happens. And most of my users, by the way, are new, so it's not like I'm gonna like freak out people who already follow the channel. Because I was worried about that too. I'm like, oh, people follow me for this, and they're gonna. And then I started seeing, I'm like, oh my god, like 90% of my viewers are new, so they're not gonna care.
I know. I've heard many times over that it's good to try and keep your channel name or your brand name carried over all of your social media, so people know how to find you. So if you're using Sketch Monster, that's the name of your YouTube, your Instagram,
Right.
your TikTok, your Twitter, whatever else you've got. So that way it's you, it's part of your name, and that is connected to you over everything.
Right. I think what I used to do too much of, which is actually explains, and we'll see how this works, right? When I try it, I'll come back on here and let you know how it's going. But like, I was always on the technical side, which is like keywords, research. I was really on the technical side, right? That's why I even called my channel. I called the channel that because of a keyword. It was a keyword that popped up. And that can take you so far, but I noticed the people that go really far are people that, you know, have a personality, like a name, persona, you know, with a name around it that is a little bit more memorable than easy pictures to draw. You know, like it's just too plain. You know, the more I look at it objectively, I'm like, yeah, easy pictures are way too plain. But it took me this far. But you know, I want to see if I can, you know, lean into the, you know, an art person, not art persona on camera so much, but like an art, you know, I don't know, like an art personality through like maybe a little animation or something like that. Just a little memorable thing. So we'll see. It's not fully hatched out, you know. Like I said, I'm working on an intro right now. I'm talking because I'm not an animator. I'm not an animation guy. So I'm talking to some guy I got a few years ago to do some animations for me to make me an intro.
Nice.
It's always a pain.
Nice, yeah. So I would do the same thing. I think even though I would like to make my own intro, it's time wise, it's something it's better to.
Well, I mean, it's hard to like put what I want in my head onto paper. Like, I want to give him some keyframes, you know, so he knows what's up, and then he can do the hard part or whatever, and I'll pay him whatever he wants. I mean, that he's not that pricey, so it's pretty good. But yeah, that was kind of the sum up of the book. It was just kind of hammering that over and over and over again. Yeah, promote a category. What else? Let's see. Branding is nothing without a name. Let's see. Welcome other brands. Generic. Let's see.
You wrote all that.
Yeah, I wrote a lot of it down. And like they were talking about old brands that expanded too far. You know, they're known for this one thing, and then I don't know. They were talking mostly sodas and stuff like that expanded into this, and then that soda just. You know, they expanded into like different kinds of drinks, and then those other drinks just die out because they're like, like why? Like, so like having a focus on a brand and stuff like that. I mean, it can apply to you as well. Like, I mean, Phil, what do you call your page?
It's Chandler Arts or Phil Chandler Arts across everything. It's.
I mean, that's cool.
I actually had Chandler Arts on Instagram, but. There was a big dance studio that was hashtagging Chandler Arts to everything they were doing. So Chandler Arts would bring up all this live theater stuff, and so it kind of, and then as I was putting Chandler Arts, our stuff was kind of clashing, and they didn't really say anything, but I got this impression that they kind of weren't too impressed. So I went for Phil Chandler. I said, I'm not going to try and fight with these people. I just changed.
You should just try to trademark it, and then that'll really make them mad.
I know. I think they may have already. I'm not sure. I think they're from Michigan or something. So I don't know. But I thought, no, just call it Phil Chandler Arts. That's fine. So.
You know where I think my name kind of was inspired by. There's another guy named Creature Box. I like that guy's name, and I feel like that's kind of similar to the Sketch Monster thing. Mm-hmm. Have you heard of that guy, Creature Box?
Creature Box. That rings a bell.
Huge Instagram. I think his Instagram has like 200,000 followers. I think that's huge for an artist, but. Anytime I see somebody on Instagram with anything near 100,000 followers, I'm like, wow, like that's because it's so much harder on Instagram, in my opinion.
I know, yeah, I can't even break 1,000 on that on Instagram. It's taken me a long time to finally break 700. Took me years.
You're gonna find there's momentum. By the way, do you post reels?
Here's the thing. I was just kind of in the place where I was going like, I should post more reels, and I want to start making more, and I might do like what you're doing, cross them over with TikTok. And then just kind of shit hit the fan. So I haven't done a lot in the last little while, but I know I want to start making more reels. I actually would really like to do that.
You should like only make reels. I feel on
I know it's a huge thing. They say that the reels is kind of which sort of weirdly defeats the point of Instagram. But yeah, I
Right.
know I should post more reels. I kind of wanted to do cross-platform as well into YouTube, but YouTube Shorts is like a
Mhm.
minute or less, and it's such a pain in the ass.
Wait, is that because of the? I feel like I've put some of my Instagram reels on shorts. Like I don't know, but I didn't time them
Mhm.
though. So like you're saying that they don't allow over a minute on shorts or?
On YouTube Shorts, yeah, you can't do over. If you do over a minute, it doesn't fall into Shorts any longer.
Okay. I mean, I haven't. I'll look that up. I haven't like because a lot of my stuff is like 30 seconds or below, so I don't really. So I can't speak to that.
Mhm.
I'll say this. I talked to you how some people are making more money on Facebook, not just Facebook Reels, but like even regular Facebook video. Um, I think the only way to make money through video is to literally put ads onto it because that's kind of how I've seen other people do it. They'll pick like one or two videos on Facebook that they posted, um, drive traffic to that, and hope that trickles down into their channel, and then there's ads that play if they watch these
Mhm.
other videos. Right there.
Terry was saying her IG has been the same level for years.
Have you thought? You know what's something I'm gonna toy around with is
Yeah.
I might well right now IG I'm gonna try to grow
Yeah.
out the what's up?
Oh,
Oh
so
yeah.
Instagram artists reels get annoying. They come off as begging.
I don't think so. I think if the numbers are there, then so be it. Like if you get like for me 5,000 is a lot. If I get like 5,000 views on it, I'm like okay, I'm doing something right here. I would just say it reflects in the numbers really. If it's like you get 30 views, like yeah, that's that sucks. But I mean you got to start somewhere, right?
Sure. Yeah.
But you gotta not care what other people think. I mean, even when, even to
Yeah.
some extent, like I'll post something and I'm like, man, this is cringy. Is this gonna work or not? And I'm like, oh, okay, that did that work? Like, I mean, ultimately, I want the numbers, right? But there's a great channel. I cannot remember his name. It's an artist, and all he did was put his name. But it's all educational. Like 100% of the Instagram is educational, and he drives so much traffic from Instagram to his program on Gumroad. That guy must be making bank. That guy is making so much money.
See, Gumroad's another place I'm looking into too. But that's another.
Say that again. I'm sorry.
Gumroad is another thing I'm looking into as well for. But that's
like classes or something.
Free the classes, selling work. Yeah.
I feel like that's where most people are going to go. I mean, with the AI stuff coming in, like with commissions and stuff like that, I think that's going to wipe most of that out. I think most people are going to always want to draw by hand as a skill, and I think there's going to be people that are going to fill that teacher role online. Like, hey, you can learn this, or I have this style, you can learn it too. Cool, because people like doing that stuff. It's just a guess, though. Maybe the AI stuff will be shut down in 5 years for legal reasons. I have no idea.
Yeah, who knows? Yeah, play it by ear on that one. But.
Did you? By the way, and I don't want to get into AI again because we already talked about it. But did you see the AI music they're making?
AI music? No, I haven't seen that. I got a feeling that was coming, but
that one's surreal. That one's gonna really also disrupt. That it's just. I think it came. The first thing I heard was it was like a Drake song. And I don't listen to Drake normally, but like it was like it sounded just like him singing something else, but it wasn't him. So it's like I don't know what they're gonna do. That's gonna change music forever. And that only came out like a week ago. So it's kind of the same feeling I had when the art, the painting stuff came around. It's the exact same feeling, but now it's happening in music as well. So I don't know. They're gonna have to figure all that out. You gotta copyright your voice.
Yeah.
I know. I'm tired of the robots too. I was also thinking like I think the thing with IG though too with the reels is that I feel they're easier to do than YouTube videos. So like that's kind of why I've tried to keep up with those too.
They are, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, they're definitely easier. Like so if I have a drawing now, instead of posting it on Instagram as a post, I'll just do like. I'll try to look for a quote or something on Instagram, and I'll just like videotape me kind of finishing off the drawing, and then put it as a reel, and it gets way more views.
Good idea. Yeah.
Yeah, so just like that's what I've been doing. I was like, okay, why post a picture?
I still like long form videos. I still like to do bigger YouTube videos, and I kind of miss the days where those were a little more popular before TikTok came and kind of introduced these.
I mean,
short form
I mean, on the other hand, podcasts are still pretty popular, and that's like 2 hour.
podcasts are, yeah.
But that's like long form content. I mean, I know what you mean. You mean that in betweener stage? I mean, there's still a market for that. I wouldn't say it's
where you kind of make a pre-made video, whether it was sort of a how-to or whatnot, or just just something that was an edited together YouTube video that was especially as an artist, it was I don't know, I was kind of just trying to get a groove into doing that, and all of a sudden it seemed like these short form videos started taking off, or live. People just like going live.
Oh man, I haven't gone live yet. At least for art, I've let my friends go live. I'm sure. Have you seen that, or have you seen? Because I've only let them go live twice.
No.
On my TikTok, I just let my friends like talk into the camera.
Oh yes, sir. I did on the one time I did see, which I
did
odd that it was like your TikTok, and yet these two girls were sitting there chatting, and I'm like, and I could hear you in the background somewhere. So I thought that was just.
Yeah. Because I just did that because that's the only account I can go live on, and I was like, I don't really care. I don't value my TikTok that much.
I
should, but I don't. And I got banned on there the second time. Yeah,
they are relentless with people.
I don't know I don't think it auto bans you on this, but I'm not going to say it. But they basically like tricked my friend into saying something racist, where like they typed it out. I'm not going to say it. They typed something out, and then if you read it. It doesn't look like that word, but it's a bad word. It's a negative slur.
Yeah.
So I guess the system will auto hear that and just auto banned us. It even said it was a system that banned us. So I had to like appeal it, and then I got it back like a few days later.
Yeah, TikTok's confusing that way. Just about everybody I know that's on there's been banned for some stupid little thing, and it's
but you can get it back if you appeal it. Usually, well, I mean, I only have one experience though, and it was obviously like they tricked my friend. But that was pretty upsetting. It definitely killed the party.
Oh, sure.
I was like, oh no, how long am I banned for? That took a while to get 1,000.
Yeah, I can't. I can't even get over 500 on that stupid thing. So it's
just keep it going. Just keep posting.
Yeah, if I can get shorts and reels going again, I mean, I'll just repost them to TikTok. So
for me, it was like a crawl. Like I mean, I was doing follow for follow because that can work to some extent to get like 100 or something. And like follow for follow, I was just posting every day, and I'm like, man, and I get like 2 followers, maybe 1 follower every video I post, and it's like. If I do the math, this is going to take forever, but just somehow, you crawl your way there and it slowly makes it. And you're like, okay, I'm glad I got there. It feels like it'll never show up, but I mean, you're good at short form content, by the way. I think you should do a lot more. That's kind of
it is a little time consuming to do it. I'd like to do more for sure. So it's frustrating. Like for doing like YouTube shorts, particularly is frustrating because it's so confined. I even did a YouTube short that was 58 seconds. And when I uploaded it, somehow it got stretched to 1 minute and 1 second, and it got taken out of Shorts and put it.
How did that happen? I don't understand how you can edit it. You can edit it in there though, no? Right? Can't you? I forgot.
Well, maybe I guess you can. Yeah, can you do? I don't think you can do it with Shorts. I'd have to have a look. Maybe you can. But I was so angry. I was so frustrated with that. Oh, come on! And I already had to try and cut it down as much as I could to fit it just under a minute. But putting it on a reel, reel can be longer. TikTok obviously can be longer. And I guess Facebook Reel is the same as Instagram Reels. I think it's all the same thing. But
pretty much, yeah.
But yeah,
I mean, the idea is you want to like shovel all this traffic to something, right? Whether it be your YouTube, whether it be like a program you sell or your Skillshare or whatever video you have.
Yeah, that's the goal is kind of get enough people to do that. I need to kind of build up a little more of a following so I can actually have people to send there. So
yeah. Well, like I said, right now I'm focusing on Instagram, so I'll let you know how that goes. Like I'm just like I really feel like with the 2 things I posted yesterday and the day before, I'm like, okay, I got to start going into education And I feel like not only that, they're more evergreen. So like when I do a reel, for example, it'll, if it's like a funny reel that I just ripped off the Instagram tag or whatever, I mean, I ripped off the meme phrase and I ripped off the music, you know, and it'll get like 1,000 views, but I notice it'll stop after like a day. It'll just boom. It's like that's how many I got. But if I do an educational one, again, I'm only basing this on 2 posts, so don't. I'm not, you know. But like I noticed they just keep going. It's like, oh, okay, I got 1,000 in about the same time the other one did. All right, but it's like it keeps going to like 5,000. I'm like, huh, it's still going. That's weird. It's because people are like, what do you call it? They're marking it for later.
Right. Okay.
And they mark it for later because it's educational, and they're like, okay, I'm going to mark this for. And the more they mark that, I heard that's a huge thing. It'll put it out to way more people.
I do that a lot with YouTube videos.
Me too.
Although I never go back to them, but I do try and mark them. And someone's like, "Oh,
do you save Instagram videos like or reels or anything like that?"
Sometimes I do. Yeah, sometimes I click the little tag on there. What do you call it? Like a bookmark kind of thing.
Yeah,
I'll
click
click
the bookmark.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, like that's huge. Like I'll do that especially for educational content on, for me personally, like the iPad stuff, like learn this trick on the iPad, and I'm like, okay, I'll look that up later, so I'll just bookmark it now, right? You know, that's kind of what I do, and I think a lot of people do that with regular drawing tutorials too, if they like them, you know. But yeah, I don't know. I would lean that way, but I mean, you know, I mean, what's your vision? Do you have a vision of what you want, like per se? You just want like is it like you're the cartoon guy, you're the Bugs Bunny animated guy?
Yeah, you know, I kind of had to kind of rethink all that because for a while I was going to be kind of caricatures, but I've kind of really
1,000. Sorry, I'm reading like Salazar. There's 1,000 videos to watch later. That's a lot.
Oh, with 1,000 watch. Yeah, you probably should. I'm kind of trying to refigure that out again because I was going to be doing caricatures for a while, but I found that I keep end up going back to my animation roots. I don't mean I'm going to be doing actual flip animation. That's really time consuming, but I like drawing cartoon characters and cartoon designing and doing layouts. So it will probably be in that for whether just doing stuff that I'm working on, showing like demos and stuff that I'm working on, or maybe short little lessons on how to do like cartoon characters and put them in settings with backgrounds and that kind of thing. So that's kind of where I'm kind of leading at the moment. But caricatures, I don't know. Caricatures got frustrating. I still might do that a little bit for sure, but I'm not going to be doing it like I used to.
If I liked doing caricatures, I would have leaned my whole channel that way, just because those were getting very good views when I started those 5 years ago. Maybe longer, and I could tell that would spike, but I just don't. You know, I've already told stories. I just don't like doing caricatures.
I kind of understand that. I used to like doing it for a long time, and I've grown to a point where they got frustrating.
I was gonna say, Terry asked, "What's a character?" I meant a caricature, right? Where you do an exaggerated portrait of someone's face, either it be live or you take a celebrity face and you exaggerate it to ridiculous proportions, but you can still tell it's them. That's what I mean. But yeah, sorry, I was just answering.
I get asked to do them, but
oh yeah, I mean, that was. Not anymore, but I remember after like 3 years later, people were asking me like, "Hey, do you do this? Hey, can you do?" It's like, no, get away from me.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of fun in it too. Like I could do, honestly, I could envision, and there might be a channel like this out there already about caricatures, doing caricatures live. I could get someone with a camera, follow me, and I'll go out there and do free ones on the street, right? And maybe, you know, ask permission, and I can see that being a fun channel. I just don't want to do it because I hate the art of it so much.
Oh, Terry made a mistake. She says, "You're a character." She's doing
okay, cool.
Sorry,
I thought she was like, "What is a caricature?" Wait, maybe I read that wrong.
That's all right.
I might have read that wrong. That would have been my fault. But no, I like your vision. I like your vision a lot. And can I throw something else in here? And this is going to be really corny, and I say this every video, maybe. You got to believe in yourself.
It is a cheesy term, but yeah, I understand. I understand what people mean by that.
You got to believe it's possible. I mean, there's a lot
And
of
that's
people that
where
are like, the same intelligence level, maybe have the same drawbacks and time, but they're doing it because of, I don't know, some reason they believe it'll work over time. So I know that I'm trying to get that in myself because I had so much more of that like 7 years ago, and then now it's like, oh, everything's like a drag.
I think that's probably my biggest thing there is that especially for somebody like myself, I'm older and I keep, I don't know, I don't have a lot of confidence, I guess, in myself, and as far as making something happen,
Mm.
and I have a lot of bad luck, and you actually have to see certain threads in my life over the last 20 years to kind of understand that. But I have the weirdest bad luck where it's just like it's like I sort of equate it to what was that old game, Mousetrap? I don't know if you remember,
Yeah, I remember
that.
that.
It's like the most obscure set of circumstances that could happen will somehow happen.
Could you make
something will fall apart? So every time I like even begin to attempt something out of the box, it just boom, like the bed bug thing. Twice that happened.
I mean,
like,
you could have made
your life to a halt. Like you can't do anything when that happens.
You could have made TikTok Reels or TikTok Reels. You could have made Instagram Reels from like a McDonald's, right? Or like you're drawing. You can you can make one and then you just take that exact video and repost it. I have it with the watermark. I put it on TikTok.
When shit hits the fan like that in my life, that's where kind of my own I have a hard time dealing with life at that point. It's just a personal thing. Like I run into like anxiety and depression and things like that, and and until this shit ends, until I have some sort of control over it, I can't even focus on anything like that. I can't even think through it. I have to get, this is going out of control over here, and I need to somehow get a grasp on that before I can even think about anything else over here.
Right.
So, yeah.
I do think consistency is probably the most important thing, though. Like that's why I was saying, like maybe be consistent with maybe the easiest form of something would probably be those IG Reels. I feel like that might be near the easiest to me. I don't know which one you think is easiest. Because I think making a full blown YouTube video is way harder.
Oh, it is for sure. I suppose I'm only going to do it like maybe once a week or so, but and not make them too long. Like once they're edited down, to keep them down to like 10 minutes or less if I can. But, yeah, and then somehow take something from that and put them together into a short. As I said, it was because it's too bad I couldn't make a short that I could put across all the platforms, but it's YouTube shorts that pisses me off. That they're
you don't have to put it on that. You could also chop the end of it off. I don't know if it's possible though. Maybe it won't be, but you could also
like split them into 2 parts or something, or something like that. Just because it's
yeah, you could like I said, for me, my routine is put it on it for now. Maybe it'll change because I heard the watermark isn't good that they have on Instagram, but like I don't care right now. So like I just get it, like I make it for Instagram, put it on, like I said, Pinterest, TikTok, the Facebook Reels, and it does pretty good on Facebook Reels. And then YouTube Shorts if it's short enough. And it did really well. My educational one on, like normally on, I'll tell you this, on Shorts, I get from 1,000 to 2,000 views for every short I put up. And I don't know if that translates into my channel, to be honest, because it certainly doesn't translate money wise, even though they does pay you a little bit. But when I put that educational one, it got me like 6,000 views. I was like, okay, I got to put better quality shorts.
It's appropriate I call this art block.
What'd you say?
I was just appropriate in the way that I call this art block. I was just thinking it was just
artist block. Yeah,
isn't
there a YouTube channel called Art Block, and there are a bunch of channels, right? You know, we're running it anyway.
Yeah.
Is there any other art topic you had in your mind other than branding, etc., or I don't know, anything else? Because I think I
No.
might have. Was it?
Lately, no. I was talking a little bit beforehand about that I'm involved in the what's it called, the 100s, the anthology comic that's supposed to start on May 1st.
Oh,
So I'm going
cool.
to be participating in that.
Nice. Nice.
What's the name of it? Because it started. It was inspired by the 100 Days of Drawing Comics. It started like about 5 years ago.
Mhm.
And if Frank is still there, Frank knows what it's called. I can't think of the name of it. Geez, but it's
Botticelli. That's
Adam
cool.
Lore is putting the Galactic Fantasy, the 100's Galactic Fantasy book, and it's on Facebook.
Mm-hmm. That's cool. Are you guys?
So that's something I got coming up. That I'm going to be working on a fair bit. So
nice. So I have some friends, and they call it. This is their San Diego based group. It's very similar where they make an anthology. What they do is they go on Kickstarter, and then they ask for, I don't know, like $3,000, and the group is like 7 people. So between them, they know enough people where they're definitely going to be making that back. Like they just friends of friends will, and then once they get the money, they print their anthology with that money, you know. But they do it once a year.
Whoops! Did I lose you? I think we just lost. We'll give it a second here. We just lost Enrique. Give him a moment to come back. I was leaning back because it was a little easier. For some strange reason, I don't know why I use a Brio for this, and I had to adjust the color a little bit. It was getting really washed out. Enrique's is actually coming through a lot better than mine, and this is supposed to be a high def camera, but somehow in going through Melon, for some reason, the quality of mine seemed to drop. It seems choppier than at least what I'm looking at when I look over here on YouTube. It seems, I don't know, Enrique's coming through a lot clearer. Mine looks fuzzy for some reason. I don't know why, but Enrique's is really sharp, and it shouldn't be. Mine shouldn't be that fuzzy. Give him a moment just to come back here and see if I can do a few adjustments on this. I don't know why I'm so. It's very frustrating. This is supposed to be a good camera. I guess I'm looking at the 2 pictures side by side of Enrique and then mine, and how sharp his looks. I might be doing just the lighting. Oh, there we go. We got him back.
I forgot to plug it in, but I got it plugged in now. Sorry about that.
What happened?
My phone just kind of ran out of batteries. I was like, oh shit.
Oh, okay.
I didn't plug it in. I didn't plug it in. It's plugged in now. I'm in now.
Okay.
Right. What the hell was I saying? I'm sorry. What was I saying when I left?
Oh shit. You know, I started talking about something else for a minute and I forgot what you said.
Okay, real quick. My friend anthology as well. They fund it through Kickstarter, and then the money they get through Kickstarter, then they print a physical book, an anthology with like 7 artists. You know. Do you hear that?
Whoops.
Hello.
You're sort of breaking up a little.
Hold on. I think is my internet okay now? Hello. Welcome. Hello.
Yeah, for some reason you started breaking up a bit.
Am I still breaking up right now?
At the moment,
can you hear me okay? Okay, cool. Because I switched to data. I don't know if it's better or not.
It's kind of, it's, you look like you're lagging.
It is what it is.
Oh, wait a second. Maybe.
Oh, no.
Maybe. Oh.
Let me see if I can.
It'll like start to come together
for a minute,
and then it.
Hello, can you hear me?
Because you're a bit choppy. All right, hold on.
Still choppy?
You're looking better now. Let's see how long that lasts for. Okay,
still choppy.
That's you've got it. I think you're okay.
I got it. I'm okay now. You hear me?
I think there's a delay in what you're saying and what's in the video, but
hopefully it's coming back slowly. Things are adjusting, and the universe is coming together.
Okay.
Okay, can you hear me? Okay. Okay.
Fine,
So
so,
wait. Let me say. Anthology. Friends of mine funded on Facebook. On
right,
Facebook. Wow. On Kickstarter, they fund the anthology, and
right.
but they're a San Diego-based group. They're called the Accidental Aliens. That's just like their nerdy group name.
Oh, okay.
But it sounds just like that. I'm assuming are they funding it? Are they going to print it, or is it just going to be like a PDF?
Yeah, he's going to do. Apparently he's going to do. Get Adam's the one who's kind of in charge of this, but he is doing a fundraiser for it. I forget he had one he was going to go through, and I think he changed it. I forget who, but he is going to do some sort of fundraising.
Well, let me know. Let me know. I'll buy it, dude. I'll buy a copy of it. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are fun. It's amazing. People can just kind of print whatever they want. It's like I love it. Like I can collect all kinds of stuff now.
So I've had an idea kicking around in my head for like 20 years. I've had this idea. I think I've talked to you
the
about
Crocs with socks thing, or
no. This is before that. This is it's a sci-fi fantasy anthology. It was an idea that came out of a role-playing game we did 20 years ago, and it was sort of a comedy space adventure that involved this band of characters, and it was led by a dog. Who's in the future, so he's very intelligent and very smart, and he has this band of friends, and they travel the universe and get into trouble and solve issues. It's kind of like, imagine like Doctor Who, but take away the time element. It just sort of travels through space. It's got a little bit of Star Trek and a little bit of Star Wars and a little bit of all these other sci-fi things kind of thrown in that make up this very strange comical universe that he travels through, and he gets mixed up in all these crazy adventures. And this idea that I had, I always said, like, in a perfect universe, I would have loved to have pitched this as an animated series. I had this brilliant idea for the whole thing, all completely laid out for like 4 or 5 seasons. It could have been like this full animated series. And I had all these different stories in mind and story arcs and where it was going to go from, where it was going to go to. And everybody kept kind of telling me, why don't you make it as a comic book? Why don't you do it as a comic book? Do it as a comic book. Make it a graphic novel. I'm like, it's missing something. It's missing all these certain qualities that need. And like, I mean, I come through animation, right? So that's my background. It's missing certain things with sound and the way dialogue is delivered and their voices and whatnot. And I kind of had this vision in my head for it, and a comic kind of loses it. But in the end, I guess it's better than nothing. So at least it's something out there. So I had been kicking it around for years and years, and I even drew a few pages out in super rough years ago. And I thought maybe now's the time to take that first opening story, and I can take the introduction and start it and maybe make it into something. So
what do you want to make it then? You're saying for the anthology?
Yeah, I'm going to take a portion of the story, the first story, make it into about 10 pages to go into the anthology, and then from there I'll finish it as my own separate book.
Yeah, that'd be perfect. Yeah, is that definitely what you're going to do? Then you should
definitely. I'm going to definitely try to. I'm not used to doing comics. That's kind of never been my thing. I mean, I can kind of do them, but it's never been a strong point for me. So I'm running a little bit blind into it. But I mean, like I said, I'd love to actually make this into a series, but I don't have the means to do that. I don't know I can produce into an animated series, but you can't one person, you can't animate a whole thing on your own. But
right. I mean, for that you'd have to hire other people from online or something like that. I don't even
I mean, I would rather pitch it to like a studio that could produce it, but I want creative control over it. Like, I don't want to sell the idea and have them change everything. This is my thing. Yeah. I don't want that.
As much as like there's tools online to create what you want, like the AI stuff, but like I was looking at the animation stuff, and it still sucks like really bad. I don't even know if they can fix it, because the AI animation, it still has this flickering that I don't see how they're going to get rid of it. I mean, maybe they could. I've seen some people kind of get rid of it, but like, because like I told you, I wanted an intro for my YouTube channel, so I really tried to exhaust like, hey, is there some for AI for this? Like, no, not really. There's junk. There's junk for it, but not what I want. That's what I was thinking. Like with you, I'm like, is there tools you could use? Probably not for an animation.
I mean, I could, like, like I said, for one person, it's too much to do. I could make what do you call them? Almost like a moving storyboard. If I could get people to do voices, and I could make something that's very simplistic, almost like a
Voices you
movie,
could do in
moving
AI.
web
That
comic.
one you could maybe look at.
With that?
You could do voices in AI probably. That would
Yes,
I
you
saw.
can, and I've actually experimented with that. You can even do that on TikTok. You can do a bit of dialogue, and it'll actually change your voice into a woman or to an old man or to whatever,
Right.
and very authentically, like it's you can't tell it's me. It's this other creative voice. So yes, you can actually do that. I could read the dialogue and then have it converted over. It's frightening,
Yeah.
but it saves hiring people.
Right.
So,
I don't know. I just mean there's stuff out there to use. I don't know what's gonna get wrangled. What's not. I mean, like I feel like we're in the what do they say? What do they call this right now? The Wild West. Like it's all legally okay. At some point, it's gonna parts of it will get clamped down on really hard. For sure, the voices of like celebrity. I think that's gonna get clamped down on really hard. Like making images of. Because I heard they're restricting the images of certain celebrities or like presidential figures. I heard they're starting to restrict that now with AI stuff, where you cannot have that person generated or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, sorry, I kind of trailed off there.
No, that's okay. I just noticed. Yeah, I like the idea of kind of. I wouldn't have time to fully animate something, but yeah, moving storyboards. Like it's the way I guess to at least deliver the stories in some simplistic way.
You can do those little like goofy ones where you draw an image and you move it with your mouse, and like
kind of, yeah. I mean, I come from like a full traditional background. Like when I went to school for animation, we learned like full Disney, Warner Brothers, where it was like shot on ones and twos, like full fluid, with squash and stretch, the whole kit and caboodle. That where you learn this full animation, and I had that kind of vision. I mean, it's expensive and long way to do something, but I kind of envision as having a look to it like Titan AE or
yeah, I remember
or
that.
what's the other one? What was the Disney one with the pirates in space? The
That Titan AE again. That was Pirates in Space.
Oh, Treasure Planet.
Oh, I forgot about that. Wow, I forgot
that kind of look to it, where it has that kind of with a little more sarcastic humor to it, and the idea was that they were short 20-minute episodes, but there would be 4 or 5 episodes that would tell one complete story arc and that kind of thing, right? So
yeah, that'd be cool. I mean, stick to the story. I would say like if you want to do that you're going to do that for the anthology, do it like that. That sounds like a great idea.
Yeah, well, the anthology book, I have to do it as a comic, so I'm going to just at least start with that. But I don't know. We'll see where it goes after that.
Did you see? Sorry, go.
Oh, but to produce as a book, I can sell it later if I want to make it as a full book. Then at least then I can put it out there and people can buy a copy.
Did you see that new season of Star Trek? I just finished it. I thought that was.
I did. Yes. Yeah.
That was awesome. Wow.
I surprisingly enjoyed it more than I expected to, but yeah.
That was shocking. Yeah, I can't believe that was like
because the first one was terrible, the second one was so, and the third one was surprisingly good. It was almost like the Star Trek.
Well, they changed showrunners. That's why.
Oh yeah.
But
it was.
It's almost like whoever made that third season actually watched Star Trek. That's what it felt like. I was like, oh man, it's like made.
It was after Star Trek 8. I think I didn't like the last 2 movies after Next Generation movies after that.
I remember Nemesis was a big downer. I remember that. In all fairness, though, because I was hearing stuff with Patrick Stewart had a lot to do with like the season 1 and season 2 being all like goofy. He didn't want it to be on a starship. He didn't want to be in the Star Trek uniform. So I mean, he was kind of like in on that as well, and I felt kind of like a vanity piece, even though he's like 90 years old or something.
Yeah. I can understand. He kind of did Star Trek. He wanted to do, if he was going to bring back this character, what's he doing like 20 years, 30 years later?
That's true.
What's he doing now? So I can kind of understand they didn't want to kind of revisit that. But yeah, fans are nostalgic, though. They want their.
Well, I mean, I wanted it like well told, but like. Yeah, man. Like they could have wrote it better. I don't know. That first season. Oh my god, that first season of Picard was. Oh my god, how bad that was. I can't believe how bad that was. But they could have done. Okay, if they did that story but they just wrote it better, I would have been okay with it. It was just so horribly bad.
It was all over the place, and it just didn't make any sense.
Yeah, and whoever wrote it like probably didn't watch Star Trek, or I don't know who was writing it, but yeah. Anyways, but that was great. I just finished that like right before it came on. I was like, wow, I can't believe this. Because one of my friends was begging me to watch it, and I was like, man, I hate season 1. I don't want to go watch this. But he was like, no, it's different. It's different. You gotta go. You gotta watch this 3rd season. Just skip 1 and 2. And I'm like, you're right. Okay, I'm gonna go right to 3. And I'm like, wow, that was actually really good. It was nostalgia crazy those last 2 episodes. I'm like, this is. I forgot who said this. They had a good reason for them being there on the starship again. I'm like, okay, they had a good. It wasn't like. Did you ever watch Gilligan's Island? That movie where they return to the island? Did you ever watch that? That was stupid. That was super stupid. There's no reason for them to go back. But this one, I'm like, okay, they have a reason why they all came back, and they all had something to do, and they all had good dialogue, and it's like, okay, this is great. But yeah. Anyways. Let's go back to you, Phil. You got to believe in yourself. That's step 1. Number 1, believe in yourself. Number 2, do something consistently. And I think the easiest thing to do is reels on whatever platform you want. Could be TikTok. Just keep spitting those out, and you're going to start seeing something.
I need. How do I put this politely? I need people in my life to leave me alone.
Okay.
But
you talk about it. You talk about it yourself.
I love my friends, and I like going out for dinner with my friend Steve, and I have some friends online that I talk to, say from like the UK, right. and I they all kind of mean a lot to me in my life, and they've all been very helpful. But there's points where it's like I get bombarded. And I have enough to deal with during the day. Like I get up in the morning, I have breakfast, I check emails. There's things I've got to go through, like my emails or stuff to do with like either my banking or little things that you have to do to take care of life, right? Figure out what my fees are going to be. So I try to get that out of the way. And then I kind of want to get into something, but then somebody calls or somebody. I have a neighbor that knocks on my door and needs help with something upstairs.
You can
drop in like every day. It just seems like next thing I know, the day's half over. I'm like, what the hell?
Okay, that's what you mean. You can put your phone on airplane mode. I do that.
I literally have to almost like make an announcement to people saying like I am unavailable. Like don't message me. I am completely unavailable for the next few hours.
Yeah, there's a book on that.
Today, today? I got a new credit card or something, and I haven't had a credit card in ages, and I got it, and then I had to set up, and you have to phone them to set it up, and they had me on hold for 45 minutes. Then when they finally came on, they need to do this, and they need to do that. Then they wanted to set me up with online so I could see my account. Then something wasn't being. I was on there for almost 2 hours. Like that was 2 hours of my day that was gone. I'm like, seriously, you people need to get your shit together. This is half my day you've wasted. And it's oh my god, it's I think things like that happen like just about every day. That just.
I think the credit card thing is a once in a while thing. I think I
no, but if it's not that, it's something else. Like tomorrow it'll be something else. The day after that it'll be something else. It's like oh my god.
I feel the friend one though for sure.
Yeah,
the friend one, like I'll have people call me randomly, and it'll be like, okay, we're gonna talk for the next hour. Yeah, I know it, and it's like, damn, that really kills the momentum. I was doing this other thing, So like, I put my phone definitely on a mode when I don't want to be bothered for the next 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours. Yeah. I just do that. I don't have people knocking on my door though. I'd have to actually talk to somebody if someone's doing that. But you can. People start learning not to call you during those hours if
there has to be a time where I need that to
yeah because I understand that there's a book on time management that taught me that as well, where you just have to start saying no to people. I think Sherry's saying it right there as well. You got to tell them no. You just tell them no. Hey, I can't do this right now, or hey, I can't talk right now. I can only talk for a minute, and you talk for a minute. Like just. You're gonna have to put your foot down and stuff like that, because I do that. That happens to me all the time. Like I get calls throughout the day, and in truth though, these are friends of mine. So I did make them. I made these friends in order to call me sometimes, and it worked too well. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. But yeah, you just gotta start saying no. You gotta learn to say no and start forming boundaries and stuff like that. Like things to do though. Yeah, I mean, errands are gonna always pop up. I mean, I don't know. I do that as well. So like, I gotta like fuck. I go to the bank. You know.
This thing, and you expect things like that. I mean, next week I wanted to start. Well, I was supposed to start this week, but next week I want to start taking a couple of days of the week and go over to the gym since I work there. I have a free membership with them. I kind of like to take advantage of it, so I kind of wanted to start using that. That'd be nice to take a couple of days a week just to get in a bit of exercise, clear my mind a bit, and I kind of need it, especially at this point in my life. But
yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to get back to the gym. I've been sick here. Like back when I haven't been in the gym in a month. So yeah, I gotta same thing. That reminds me to do that as well.
But I'd like to make time for that during my day. So,
well, you said you work right next to it, right? You can just do it right after or whatever.
Yeah, I work actually at the YMCA, so it's.
Oh wow, yeah, that's even easier then. You could.
Yeah, you get a free membership with it, so.
You can't do it on the clock though, right? You can't work out on the clock because you're at the front desk or something.
Yeah, I mean, I can't work out while I'm working.
Yeah, Terry's also
early. I can go like an hour before or something.
Terry's also right. It kind of feels like you're speaking it into existence a little bit too. So you have to like. I have a friend just like that as well. Well, I don't think I think he does it way more than you're saying. But when you speak it into existence, it kind of like. What is that self-fulfilling prophecy thing? Like I don't got time for this, and then you never have time for it. But if people just kind of go, you know what, I got like an hour here. Let me see what I can like. I know you have to think it out first, but then you're like, okay, maybe I can think it out here and then take action on it for that 1 hour. You know, I've done that a lot too. Like writing stuff out really saves time. I noticed that. When I like, for example, if I want to get something done and I only have like 2 hours. I write it out maybe when I'm at a certain somewhere else. I'll just write it out. I'll think it out first, then write it out. I'm like, okay, I got to do that. So now I know exactly what I'm going to do for that 2 hours, as opposed to like sitting there for half an hour trying to figure out what I'm going to do, then getting the momentum up. It's like an hour into my 2 hours, my momentum's up, and then I have maybe 1 hour and it dies. Instead of that, you write out exactly what you're going to do. And, right when you get there, you're like, boom, okay, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to start it. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it does.
Okay.
Yeah. I know what you're saying.
You're doing good, Phil. These are all high quality problems.
Frustrating. I'm still getting kind of shit back together here now after this little bed bug incident.
How long did that go on? That went on for like a month, right? The bed bug thing.
Oh God! So it happened in last June, July, the first time it hit us, and then we had to do it again, and it's hugely disruptive because it's taken about 2.5 weeks, but I mean, life's kind of back together. I'm just more I've taken advantage of the fact that stuff had to come down, and now I can kind of rearrange shit back here. So,
that's good.
That's all.
Yeah, that's perfect.
But otherwise, it's pretty much
Because I think that problem this year, that problem started when I threw my back out. I think about a month and a week ago. I think that's.
Probably.
Yeah, I think I remember hearing you posted about it or something like that, and I was like, oh, okay, that's. So I'm kind of like judging it on that timeline. Like I said, for the next few weeks, I'm gonna really try to get that intro done because I want to get like the vision. Because when I hire somebody that is not like, how do I say this, not amazing, the clearer I give them my vision, the better it comes out. So like I really need to think about like how clear my vision of that intro is, because I have a vision in my head, but I need to like give him a couple of like keyframes for him to understand what I'm talking about. And I need to give him the character design of what I'm thinking about. It's just going to be like me in that black shirt. I just noticed that works.
Sure.
Excuse me. See, I got this little phlegm left. It's like this last 2% of a disease. Bugging me. I'm so afraid to get sick a third time because I went out too early. I'm so afraid to get sick a third time. I'm like, everybody's sick over here, by the way. I know that's probably what do you call it? Confirmation bias. When I'm sick, I'll notice when everybody else is sick, but it just feels like every other friend of mine is sick right now. But
so far avoided it. Touch wood. I don't need to get sick now. So.
Well, I mean, you're not near me. I mean, you're way over there. So
I know a few people have been sick here too. So I'm just going.
Oh, really? Okay. I meant like in my area, it just feels like every other person's getting sick. And I'm going to go to the bar this Friday. Hopefully I'll be 100% by then. I'm just going to keep my vitamin regimen up and then sleep well. Because I know sleeping poorly really affected that first one. I was getting like 5 hours a night, and then I'm like, okay, I got to get 8 hours a night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah. But how often are you gonna do these? You're gonna go live every week, whether I'm here or not, or
Well, once a week, I'd like to, and then we'll have the main like art block.
Yeah. I'll try to get Vince back into it. Like a
I
couple
was
of
going to
weeks
ask
from
you
now
about
for
Vince,
sure.
how he's.
He's doing. I mean, I just saw him in Vegas, so like we hung out. We just hung out.
I saw there was a picture there with you and him. Yeah.
Yeah, he said every trip we've taken, like I saw him in Vegas in January, and then I saw him in Vegas again for a convention in October.
Mm-hmm.
So I see him like every 4 months lately. It's funny. And he said he got horribly sick every time after those trips. So I don't know if this one's going to be the same. I'll reach out to him in a day. I don't know what it is about traveling or something. He just gets horrifically sick.
People get sick.
Yeah, but it went good. It went really good. It was great seeing him again. It feels like even though we haven't lived near each other in like 15 years, but it feels like normal to see him. It's not even like, hey, it's just like, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
Hey, how's it going? We talk on the phone a lot, so hey, what's up? Like, I see him all the time. He's gonna come out here for my sister's wedding as well. In I think another 5 months, he's gonna come out here, so it'll be I see him all the time, so it'll be good. I think he's working on the gym himself because he's not to. I mean, it's obvious when he's on here he's overweight, so like he's trying to lose that.
That's
a really big hazard. Now that we're rolling into our 40s, I told him like that's a huge hazard. He's got to get rid of that. So we talk about that on the regular, to be honest. Not to put too much of his stuff out there.
No, I get it. I totally understand. That was a big concern of mine. That was actually partially why 10 years ago I kind of went. I think I'm pretty much vegan, right?
You're vegan? I know you're vegan. Wow, yeah, I wish I was vegan. I wish I had the willpower for that. I do not. So, you're vegan still?
Oh yeah. For the most part,
God.
yeah. That's There's cool. The odd little thing now and again I kind of fall into, but it's rare though. But for the most,
thank you, Terry. Sorry, Terry. She's saying brother-in-law. Like, thank you. I guess that's. Wait, does that make sense? Brother-in-law. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, that makes sense. Like my sister's getting married. Sorry about that. I interrupted you. But you're eating purely vegan now. You said, right?
Yeah. But yeah, I had concerns about my weight. I had issues with dairy and I decided I had to cut dairy out like that just for health reasons. I had to like it would just.
Gary is Gary your dog? Gary.
Sorry, what did I? Sorry.
Dairy. You said dairy. Okay.
Dairy.
I thought you said Gary.
Gary. No, not Gary. Dairy, like as in milk and eggs and butter. And
that must be tough. I love pizza, so yeah.
Yeah, I had to cut it out just because my stomach was having a hard time. Even just putting milk in coffee was beginning to bother me. And I thought it was coffee for a while, and then when I started drinking it black, it was not bothering me. And then I was putting two and two together. I thought, oh, geez, and it was.
My friend has that. My friend who we went to Vegas with, he not Vince, but my other friend, he's lactose intolerant. So yeah, he has to take pills for it if he decides to push through it that one time and eat that one pizza. He will take pills to ease it.
Yeah, I certain foods, like I started having problems eating tuna. I was choking on tuna, which I used to love. I used to love tuna sandwiches, and I couldn't eat them anymore. I couldn't. Sometimes like beef would have to be really like meats would have to be completely cooked through, and it was just some of it was just hitting. So I thought I'd try it. I thought, you know what, I'm going to try this. I'm going to try seeing if I can actually do this. I lost like 80 pounds. I had the most energy I had ever felt in ages. I just like completely turned over my life, and at that point, both my folks had gone. I live alone. I have no children. I thought, I don't know, like I can do this on my own. Like I'm not out to, try and make some sort of huge social point. I'm doing this because of my health. I'm just going to stick this out for as much as I can. The only time of the year, like I might have a bit of like white fish, or I can't do tuna, but occasionally a bit of white fish. And when I go home to visit my aunt over the holidays, because
Mhm.
my aunt's like 70 and she likes making a turkey dinner, I might have a little bit
Mhm.
of that, right? So just so that not to be rude or anything to her. So, but otherwise,
Right.
yeah, I just eat a lot of vegetables and rice and pasta and that kind of
Are you
stuff.
gonna try to get married, or are you just gonna let that go, or
What's that?
are you gonna try to get married or anything like that, or are you gonna let that go?
No,
No. Okay.
no,
Why? You just
no,
because you don't want to go out there again, or are you saying you don't want a girlfriend even?
no, no, just no, not no. I've done the relationship thing for long enough, and I did that years ago. Um,
Mm, that makes sense.
Twice I attempted it, and twice it didn't go over. So,
Okay. Yeah,
I,
just curious. Yeah, just wondering.
life just kind of happens and keeps going. And I thought, at this point now, I don't, yeah,
Yeah, Vince is like that too. Well, kinda. I mean, he's I believe. What are you right now? Are you 52?
54.
You're 54. So we're about 15 years younger ish. I know Vince was with his girlfriend for like 8 years,
Mhm.
and then after they broke up, he's just like perfectly happy by himself right now. Just doesn't even not even thinking about it. So maybe you're in that phase or something like that. Like you're kind of like, and you're like, forget it. Like,
Yeah, pretty much. I'm just, yeah, I got enough on my plate as it is, and to somehow juggle some kind of relationship into it. No, I don't.
hmm yeah, it's understandable. I'm lagging on that too. I've been lagging on that since COVID. Since COVID has been around, I
Yeah,
just really haven't been dating as much because I got used to it and I got used to being very independent on my own. And
yeah.
I still date a little bit here and there, but I don't really. I haven't tried that hard. I probably should. Um, so that's kind of like on my to do list to get out there more.
Hmm.
Yeah. 8 years of no marriage. Yeah, that was yeah. I remember that was a downer. Yeah, with Vince. I have another friend who's 41, and he was with his girlfriend I think for 10 years, and then they never got married. That was part of the problem actually,
Hmm.
because he didn't want to get married, and then they broke up, and he has been broken since. And they broke up maybe 5 years ago, and he has been a shell. Like right now, he is so broken now. um, so I don't know. It's
Yeah,
kind of freaks me
yeah.
out to see how broken he is. He's just like no, I don't know. He's a different kind of guy. I'll tell you about him on another podcast.
That's fine. Yeah.
But yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna let you go because it's about an hour and a half, and I want to go eat because we're talking about food and stuff too.
Making me
Um,
hungry. All right. It was good chatting with you again.
of course, of course. We'll reach. We'll do this in maybe 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Again, I'll try to get Vince, and then yeah, I'll try to pop in if
Give me an
I.
idea one. The other thing I
Yeah.
was
When
going
you.
to mention quickly, and I was talking about really super quick. By the way, I got
Yeah.
to
Sure.
ask you too what was on your shirt. I keep seeing this Japanese lettering at the top, and I was like, I can't remember asking to what is on his shirt.
On my shirt, it's Let me see if you can see it. It's like a Bowser.
Oh,
Uh,
okay. All right. All right. I was just catching the lettering, and I was like,
Yeah, I don't know what that
that's
means
cool.
though. I didn't. I'm sure there's like an app that can translate it for me.
Oh, I'm
But
sure. Yeah.
yeah, it's like one of my favorite shirts. I always like
Cool.
Japanese stuff
Yeah.
on like properties I like. So, but
Yeah.
yeah. All right. See you
I've
later, guys.
oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
We'll talk to you again soon.
Of course. Of course.
I'll
Yeah.
drop you a
Talk to you.
message, let you know what's going on. I got a convention coming up next month, so
Okay. Yeah. Definitely. All right. Talk to you later. It's been
all
great
right.
chatting.
Cheers.
See ya.
That's it. I'm gonna actually end her here because I've got to give a phone call to somebody else. But Terry, thanks for joining us in in the chat. And I have 3 viewers, so whoever else was watching, I know Frank was here a long time ago. I don't think he's here anymore. But yeah. Um, yeah, I think I'll call it for there. So thanks again. Have a good night, and I'll be in touch with another video soon, I hope.